Good
Hel-
morning, YouTube.
hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Shadow Space. One where I did not remember to turn the music down. There we go. One where there is only one player, El Doodlezar, aka Hopper.
I'm dying.
So, in this episode, we're going to be going a little bit over what Hopper was doing, during the last episode, Broken. Ho ho ho! Fun.
I was kidnapped.
Yes. So yeah, this is picking up off the end of the episode before last when Hopper had been kidnapped. So, Hopper, from your perspective, the message from Gas Mask Guy had gone out about how he was looking for you, and how he had set up a bomb to force them into making sure that he got you, and then your friends were attacked and you were knocked unconscious by an EMP, or all your friends fell unconscious, I should say. And then several people would have come in the room and knocked you out with an EMP device.
Yes.
You were then out, and the next time you woke up, you woke up feeling a little like groggy, not fully together, and Barbara was over you looking very panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barbara sat over you looking incredibly panicked. Sorry, slightly. And as you started to come to and try and be like, hey, what's going on? You felt something grab your ankle as you were yanked away by a cable. And you look around for a brief moment, you see fighting going on. You can see Torian fighting Gas Mask Guy, whose hand has a big blue light shining in it, and then you blacked out again.
No, you clearly forgotten. The moment I saw him, I said no. In great disbelief, because that motherfucker's alive. And then I went blacked out.
Yes. And I'm gonna quickly show off that one of the pieces of artwork you made, the one with the eyes covered, if you're okay with that. The pink and blue one.
Yes.
Because that is going to be our opening image of where your mind space is. So that image there is where Hopper's mind space is.
Wake up. Please. Wake up. I don't want to die.
And you get a star point for that artwork, of course.
Oh, thank you.
And, as you toss and turn, or you not even toss and turn, your body is completely limp, but as you're, in this in-between, every time you've gone offline, it's just been, no time passed at all from your perspective, but this feels different. After that blinding blue flash, you feel something. You feel yourself in the nothing. You're aware that you're not conscious. And panic is flowing through you. You have no sensory. You can't see, you can't hear, you can't feel, you can't smell. And as that panic flows through you, your brain you start to conjure a staticky feeling. You try to remember how your own body looks. You try to remember and feel anything, and all you have is that weird, vague sense of awareness, of self, of presence, of what your limbs should be and where they should be, like a phantom pain running through your body.
Come on.
And as you try and get that awareness, you almost can suddenly feel your body getting heavy and limp. And we fade from you to the perspective of the men carrying you. As they are in the airlock and one of them's typing at it. Shit, don't let them follow us. What do you mean, don't let them follow us? The boss is still in there. We don't gotta worry about him. He'll make his way to us. You never have to worry about or you never have to worry about the boss. Right. Yeah, don't worry. The one at the terminal speaks. I threw in a soft virus. Nothing that will stop them forever, but it will keep them from following us for now. And then the airlock door opens, and green fog fills the space. Because they're in like the radioactive tunnels, because these tunnels have been like opened to the atmosphere of the planet, but they're all wearing armored suits. And
Got you.
they walk carrying Hopper, and they walk for some time, and as they do, one of them's like, "What the hell? I think there's something wrong with it. It's leaking." What do you mean? And the guy with you on his back looks over, and there's sparks of purple-like light drifting from your eyes and like sort of floating up and away. That's weird. Do you think we should try and do maintenance on it? We don't want the boss to be upset. I don't know. Maybe just let him look at it once we get to the drop-off point. I don't know. Hang on. And one of them lays you down, and then all of a sudden, they start getting thrown around. Something is attacking them. Something is fucking them up. As they're getting thrown against the walls in the dimly lit environment, they're freaking out. They start firing off their guns. And then silence as a shadow looms over you, and you get dragged off camera.
Oh.
And then we cut to Hopper shooting awake, panting, panic running through her.
Where am I? What?
Looking around, you find that you're on, there's like cables hooked up to, parts of your chest that has been like opened up. And you like follow those cables with your eyes, and you see that they're connecting up to, or they're like hanging from a wall, essentially. And you look off in one direction, and you can see the surface of Charon. The planet sort of, the desolate, burnt black landscape, a glassed surface from numerous lightning strikes, a green vortexing storm above, lightning crackling and lighting up the horizon where you can see a massive mountain in the distance, the top of the mountain glowing. You look in the other direction, and you can see the metro systems of the Charon cities. So you're somewhere in the metro systems, you just don't know where. And then you hear movement. What do you do?
Well, she looks at her chest. It's like,
It's
looks around.
as you look, it looks like a very rough incision was made in your artificial skin, which you've never really like had to look this closely at, and it almost makes you feel like weird, because like it's skin, and directly beneath the skin is metal. And like an incision has been made within the skin very roughly, and the skin's been sort of peeled back in some areas, but seems like it's been trying to creep back into place of its own accord. And your chest cavity has been opened up in what appears to be a space that was designed to be opened right in the middle of the chest, and your shadow core is exposed.
She just tries to like cover her chest, and then like try to trigger her hidden blade to like who goes there.
And then a shifting sound, and the tall, looming white figure of Trampy steps up.
Oh, Trampy. It's just you. Sorry. She hides the blade.
He kneels down by you because he's like 8 foot tall. And how tall is Hopper?
5.
So he's much taller than you, and you're kind of like in a low position at the moment. And he kneels down to be more on level with you, and he's just like, oh, and he reaches out and he sort of touches where the power core connects to your chest, and then he sort of touches at his chest, and he motions over to where everything's connected, like to where in the wall you're connected.
Were you trying to wake me up?
He nods.
Oh.
And then he puts his hand on your the metal part of your chest, and he grabs the cable, and he gives a little nod, and he pulls the cable out, and you feel like a sudden jolt, but you are, awake. You're fine.
Thank you, Trampy.
He hits a little button that's at your collarbone area, and the metal plates that cover your chest slide back shut in a very weird feeling way.
Right.
And I'm looking at the wrong thing. You are starting this session off with an injury. You have an exposed chest cavity and have reduced max health.
Oh no.
So,
You don't have any extra clothes for me to wear, right?
Oh, your clothes are all intact. He opened it up. He undid the jumpsuit. He took the sweater off.
Okay.
So you can get it all back on.
She just kind of this seems so weird. I never had to see myself like this. Kind of feels very morbid. Thank you though. I very much appreciate it.
He nods.
Are you okay? You didn't get hurt, did you?
As you say that, you do realize he's got a large gash on his shoulder as more of the light hits him. And now the realization hits you of hang on, you're in an exposed, definitely radioactive environment, and Trampy's completely buck naked. His pale, muscular skin exposed. To re-describe how Trampy looks, he's 8 foot tall, muscle-bound, pale white skin, so pale that you can see his veins in some spots. A few spots his flesh isn't even fully there, leading to exposed muscle tissue. And he has a very large pair of testicles that hang down between his legs.
She just blinks. That isn't good to have.
Nothing complimenting the testicles. Sorry, I just wanted to add that in. Just testicles.
Yeah. It's just there. Yeah. Jewels.
Yeah. Jewels, but no staff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said that doesn't look very good.
Your injury. Plus this area seems very bad for your injuries too.
He nods slightly.
She just kind of quickly zips up, kind of pulls the flap over, zips up the suit, puts the sweater over. There's no first aid kits that you've found here?
Shakes his head no, and he steps up, and you see him just sort of looking at the glowing mountaintop.
You cut out for me?
He climbs up, and you see him just sort of looking at the glowing mountaintop that is in the distance.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks very ominous.
It's glowing like a purpley shade when you look to it.
You think something important is there?
He just looks at it silently for a moment, and then he's gonna start walking.
Hey. She looks around quickly for anything, like even like medical tape or gauze.
I'll do a roll of basically like perception / luck check.
I have telescopic vision.
Do you have any kind of lighting?
Lighting? No,
Yeah,
I have telescopic vision.
Nothing that can make light?
I am the light.
You are not able to find anything. You got 0 successes. It is worth noting that Trampy is carrying a gun, presumably that he took from the men that you were with.
She just quickly hops off and follows. So, are we still near our friends?
He sort of looks around and he points off in the distance, and you can see one of the city domes some ways off in the direction he pointed to your right.
Oh, they're over there. So, but where are we going?
He points at the mountain.
Something interesting has to be there, huh? Sorry, I don't know much, but I'll follow you though, just to make sure you're safe.
He stops and like looks at you for a long moment, and he sort of looks over at the city and that he pointed out before, and he looks to you for a moment.
What? You're a friend. You helped me. It's what I can do to return your kindness.
He nods, and then he's gonna start walking again.
I know the last time we met where it was not really the fondest of memories, but I'm glad that there's no true grudge. I really did want to help, just situationally was not the best. But now we have many opportunities, and hopefully everything works out
He
now.
quickly turns around, grabs you by your shoulders, and like throws you to the ground.
Hey!
And he's then like over you. You're on the ground. He's like right above you. And then he holds up his 2 fingers to cover his mouth, and then he uses those to point. And when you look in the direction that he's pointing, you see a ship flying very low. And as you look, you see one thing you realize is that this area, you're in sort of like what's very clearly a sort of crevice or canyon that has been made by some sort of seismic activity. And as you look down, you can see that the metro tunnel that should be buried underground is completely split in half. That's how you guys were able to see up to the mountain and go up to it, And you can see the low-flying ship flies down right over to that opening and starts shining lights down at it, and some guys in spacesuits start getting out of it.
That's all, she whispers.
He nods, and then he holds up the gun, pats your shoulder, and then points over to them. And then he's gonna start crawling up the mountain, like keeping low and out of sight.
So he pats the gun,
pats your shoulder, and then points to the guys, and then he continues moving up the mountain.
Oh, watch your 6. Got you.
And he crawls up, and so do you like back up going with him?
Yeah, like backwards.
As you see the guys walking around, eventually, like, because you have telescopic vision, I imagine you're zooming in and looking at them, and you notice a glint on one of their suits. You see it's the pulsar symbol, and then one guy steps out of the ship, and he looks very different from the rest. they're all wearing very standard, like, black spacesuits that, like, imagine your form-fitting jumpsuit and then just add a top similar to what you'd see on a hazmat helmet. And that's what they all look like. But this guy who steps out, he's wearing like the full, he's wearing the full skin-tight suit, but rather than black, it's in that nice pulsar blue with white accents all over it. And it has like tassels running down the arms. It has a like an almost like trench coat like cape system coming off of it that has white tassels. His boots have his like boots are a little bit big and clunky, and he's wearing a like close to face fitting like combat style helmet, and it has a fucking cowboy hat on it.
Well,
like
one, he looks
built
cool as fuck.
Built into the suit.
He looks cool as fuck for one.
And
that's terrifying.
As he walks, he pulls from his hip he has what appears to be a very unusual looking custom made gun of some kind. And he then walks so you're backing up, and as he does, this is going to be more for the audience. I'm going to describe what he's saying even though you can't hear it, but you can see his actions.
Okay.
And he walks over and he's like, well, what's going on here? Wasn't our dead drop point supposed to be here? And here I thought we were gonna get chewed out for being late. Yeah, it's unusual. I wonder what the holdup was with the men. Well, that hellhole of a city is still intact, so clearly they handed the girl over, or else the boss would have blown them to Kingdom Come by now. The boss, sir? He isn't exactly our boss. He's the one filling our paycheck right now, so he's the boss until we get this job done. Don't matter if he's the leader of the Pulsars or not. We do what he says. And he walks over and he kneels down. He's looking at the loose cables hanging down. And he looks around and he rubs a spot on the wall and like comes back with some black powder that is like from the dust of the surface, and he rubs it between his fingers of his white gloves. And he looks over at another spot and he's like, someone was here recently. Fan out! And as he says that, you can see them all fanning out and beginning to search the area.
Trampy, we need to move a bit faster. They're spreading to check the whole tunnel system.
And I'm now going to perform a stealth check at disadvantage for you.
I'm tiny.
You have Trampy with you.
I'm tiny.
Do you have anything that benefits stealth?
Hold on, I'm checking. I'm getting flashbang on my phone.
Hot.
I got a hacker module, strength module, hollow display. Hold on. Self-repair, martial arts, gunship, swordsmanship, telescopic vision, optimum pinning, scientist, attractive arm blades, mag dump. No. No stuff.
So, I said you rolled with disadvantage?
Yeah.
So you rolled a 4, which does nothing, a 7, which is a success, a 1, a 1, a 1, and the 7's taken out by the disadvantage, so you got -3 success.
Damn. I told Trampy, we have to move faster. Trampy's like,
So, the only way you could feasibly succeed at this would be to buy a die, have it become a 10, and then burst several times successfully. Which has happened in the past. Last session they had that happen a fuck ton and I couldn't believe it.
yeah, but on the most unnecessary moments.
Yeah.
AKA when father was angry, essentially.
When father was angry. Yeah,
Uh, damn, I don't know. I don't feel that lucky of a
Yeah.
punk right now.
So, all right. Well, hang on. That joke gets you a star point. I hope you realize that.
Can I argue that I say that trying to warn tramping is me that trips on a fucking gravel and I'm walking backwards?
I'll allow that to be the explanation of your crit fail. So you're just like, Trampy, we need to. Oh! You trip, fall back. The rocks fall, and you see like you fall down. He turns around, like like basically gives a motion of like, "Hey, you okay?" kind of movement, and the the rock tumbles, and with that the camera like zooms across the region that you guys already crossed, because you guys got a good distance away before this, but not a massive distance, and we zoom in on the guy in the white space cowboy suit, and he's just like, look at what we got here, men, move.
He points at us like the sixth covenant on us.
And he starts, they start moving in your direction. And, so this is a slightly more unusual combat scenario because I assume you don't want to sing, just between, well, I mean, I guess it's possible that you and Trampy could try and do this yourselves, but, oh god, hang on, what is on what layer?
Well, the thing is, Hopper's like,
away.
Trampy's the one with a gun. I don't feel like shooting in the dark. Trampy, let's just run.
Excuse me, sorry, I sneezed.
Bless your fucking soul.
So, I'm going to go ahead and get a little dot for Hopper. Bum. So that represents you. Then Trampy is going to be represented by a sort of pale gray dot.
Okay.
Hang on. And then we got the cowboy in white. And then we have pulsars, who are going to be an even paler blue than you.
Okay.
Of which there's 12.
Damn.
And so, rather than have a map of the long, empty, barren landscape, what we are going to do is we're just going to represent zones by lines representing vague distance. So, for them to catch up with you currently would take them 2 actions. That is if they're just doing normal movement actions. But I'm going to allow for both you and them to perform reckless movements. Similar to what we did back with the tube on the Lazarus, you know what I mean?
Man.
And so, because you're all moving sort of sloping uphill is part of why it works the way it does. So basically the way it works is, with your 2 actions, you can move 2 zones away from them safely if you dedicate your actions fully to it. But you can also turn any one of those into a reckless movement, in which case you will perform an athletics check. And it's going to be an athletics check of challenge level 2. So if you get at least 2 successes, then you will move 2 spaces instead of 1. If you get only 1 space, you only move 1. If you get 0 successes, you don't move at all because you trip and stumble, Yeah. So basically, it's every success on your roll is another space forward you move for that single action, whereas a safe movement is a guaranteed movement of 1 space. So, to give, I'm going to give you, so hang on. The pulsars are all going to safely use 1 action to safely move up once, and then attack and shoot at you. Meaning you'll have to dedicate an action to defense if you don't want to be hit.
Okay.
Now, the way that I'm going to treat this is the way goon class enemies, which is what these guys are, behave changes situationally. I'm going to roll 12 dice for their collective attack.
Okay.
So you'd have to roll better than that on any defensive check. Meanwhile, the man in white is going to move forward, he's going to attempt a reckless move forward, so he's going to do a skill check to move forward.
I'm scared.
And if he successfully moves forward at least one, he will perform another reckless move. If he fails to move forward, he will perform a second reckless movement. If he succeeds in moving forward at least one space, then he will shoot you.
Terrifying.
Trampy will always maneuver to be in the same zone as you. Make sense?
Yeah.
If you guys can get at least 10 units of space between you and the enemy, you have successfully lost them.
Okay, well, Hopper's telling Trampy to fucking run.
Alright. So what are you gonna do as your two actions?
Trampy, we need to move now.
Oh, I will note, while they are rolling 12 dice for their shooting, every space between you and them is a disadvantage applied to their roll, meaning they'll do a little worse the further you are. Because it's also worth noting, each one of these zones represents, like, a good, sizable distance. And you're in, like, stormy, overcast, dark, wet environment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, you're telling Trampy to run. What are you gonna do for your actions?
Well, I'm gonna have to back up, but have my sword ready if necessary.
To do what with it?
Just to defend.
So you're gonna advance safely and do a defense action?
Yes.
Alright, so you safely advance forward one. Let me quickly roll to see how... who are you defending against? The Pulsars or the man in white?
Father White over there.
Alright, you're focusing your defense on him. So let me roll to see how successfully he does his reckless movement. Alright, he moves forward 2 spaces.
Disturbing.
So he, like, full tilt sprints. And, like, again, you're going up jagged. Like, the rocks in the environment here are, like, sharp. It's, like, jagged, dangerous environment. A crit fail will actually result in you injuring yourself.
So that man's moving up at me towards me like a damn jaguar, and I'm terrified.
Yeah. He's like running between the stuff, like kicking off it, and like he's just like moving like this is second nature to him. And so
Fucking
now I'm gonna roll his attack.
Fucking McCree.
Didn't they change that character's name?
I don't know.
I think they changed his name because he was named after a staff member who did something fucked up.
Listen, don't ruin this character for me. Just leave Father White alone.
Alright. He rolled 4 successes on his attack, meaning you need to roll at least a 4 or higher to successfully block him. Oh, also, hang on, I had your shield uncharged, but your shield should be charged.
Shield charge. I have weapon. I have melee, so I'm gonna use my sword to melee his shit.
Alright, and your sword is in fact, it's shadow steel, so it's laser proof. So, let's roll. I don't think your melee skill will provide a bonus here. Do you have anything else you think would?
I have swordsmanship.
In the past, I haven't allowed swordsmanship to block lasers, and I will continue to not, because it's primarily... It would help you block a melee attack, but not a ranged attack.
I'm just checking my shit. It says you have training in the use of blades when applicable. You have training in martial arts, gaining a 1d when fighting hand to hand, but that's not it. I have arm bleeds, which does just yeah.
So no
I don't have
defensive
any.
skills.
Only true defense is me. Yes.
And are you
And self.
rolling any star points? I presume no.
I'm gonna do one.
You're gonna what?
Use one.
1 star points.
Yes.
I hate to break it to you, but that star point failed.
Christ.
So the result is that so he fires on you, and you see he pulls out the gun, and as he shoots it, it fires a powerful energy bolt. And then you see a mechanism inside of it shift to the side and rotate, and then he immediately fires again. Another very powerful energy bolt, and then it rotates again, and he fires again, and he does this for 6 shots.
Wait, what?
The first one hits your bubble shield.
Yeah, sorry.
The first one hits your bubble shield, and you feel it dispel. The second one, it goes flying right towards you, but you have stamina, you have lucky points, and it's immediately going to take out 6 points of your stamina. And then the third one misses. The fourth one misses. Several of he fires 6 shots. So hit, miss, and then he hits you again, draining your stamina fully, or your poise, your stamina, your luck, meaning he's just barely missing, and you're literally, it's like you are tripping and stumbling, and he's missing because you're a moving, stumbling target, or he's tripping and losing his footing and missing because of that, because he's firing while running. Although that one does in fact graze you, and you feel it damage your armor.
Yes. Fuck.
And then
we need to move faster.
And then the last one hits you directly on the chest, and it burns through your sweater and your jumpsuit a little bit, and like leaves a big burn where your flesh was trying to regrow. You are, after that hit, you have no shield, no stamina, 3 pips on your auto healing armor, and 2 hit points. So keep in mind, once you lose a hit point of health, your stamina immediately refills. But also, to start of a new, or hang on, I still have to roll for the pulsar, or the pulsar guards now. 5, 6. So they roll 12 dice. You are 2 spaces away from them, so they have 2 disadvantage. So 2 of their successes will get automatically removed. Let's see here, rolling their bursts, removing dice from their ones. They graze you with as they pepper you with shots, they graze you just enough to finish draining through your self-repairing armor. Meaning the next hit that hits you will remove a health point. Ooh, hang on, okay. But now we enter the next round of this, and as we enter the next round, you automatically heal 1 stamina and 1 auto-repairing armor. So those things refill. Also, I just realized I'm coloring this in the wrong color. I'm accidentally making your whole health bar transparent.
Oh no.
When I just mean to make it not visible. Although, does it look better transparent?
I'm not looking. I told you.
Hang on, no, sorry, that was me thinking aloud more than anything. I think it looks better transparent, so I'm just gonna do that. And that doesn't erase anybody's body parts, does it? No, okay. Yeah, I think it looks better when those things are transparent.
Okay.
Oh, also, I set your money to 0 last time because I made the joke about how they lost all the money that you had when you were lost. I'll have to refill your money later on when I figure out how much you had at the end, because you have in fact not been mugged.
Well, I wrote my current currency in
Ooh.
my character sheet.
What's your current currency?
Double check.
Or hang on, I can check.
Whenever
Boom.
you change it, do mark it.
Your current money is
1308.
1308.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me just quickly.
You know what's crazy? I just realized.
I was
keep
crazy
forgetting.
once.
I'm gonna fight you. I forgot. She still has spark medicine on her.
Wait, what?
She has spark medicine.
Did I give you Spark to start?
No, this is from long ago.
Oh,
See, because
you do not have that anymore. That's from the old campaign.
Wee.
You said 130 what?
8.
1308. Okay.
You know, that means I don't have my texture scheme no more.
You don't have your what?
Tetris. She got like a hand console, like a Game Boy to play Tetris.
Oh. Yeah, no, you do not have anything from the previous campaign.
Christ, not even my pulsar pin.
You still have that.
Christ.
Alright, anyway, where was I? Yes, so they all fired on you. That was the situation, and now we are going to enter the next round. Remember, you need at least 10 units of space between you and the leading person to lose them.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you know right now. So the pulsars are going to safely advance 1 space.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try and fire again on you again. Yeah. And then he is going to attempt to another. Actually, he's going to perform a safe movement and attempt to or he would attempt to grapple you, but Trampy would stop him. So he's going to try and open fire on Trampy. Or if you guys get far enough away, he's going to try and open fire on you.
Okay.
I.e., if you move at all, he's attacking you instead of Trampy. But if you don't move, he's attacking Trampy.
Well, I guess that's gonna be a risk I'm gonna take, because Hopper promised to protect him, as she promised Barbara to make sure Trampy is okay.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to.
How many rounds have we done?
1.
Okay, hang on. So real quick, your gun, I should mention, is not at full charge.
Well, we're entering round 2 right now.
Yes. Your gun is still waking up because you are only just recently powered back up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it started at 2 energy, and now it's gonna go up 2 more because we're at the start of round 2.
Okay.
And you can use your gun right now, but you even on a recharge, it'll only go as full as like its current how do I want to word that? Right now it's at 4, right? You cannot fill it up to higher than 4 without letting it charge more. Every round you don't use the gun, it will charge up another go. Make sense?
Yes.
And I'm going to say, if you want to try and say, I don't know, take out all of the minion pulsars, you will need to have at least 12 energy. If you want to take them all out in 1 mag dump blast.
Understood.
All right, so
performing a fucking ultimate on the fucking goons.
Yeah, basically. So what are you gonna do as your action?
I'm gonna perform reckless.
Reckless movement.
Yeah.
All right.
And with picking up Trampy so he doesn't get left behind, I have a
Trampy.
strength module.
Okay, I will roll for picking up Trampy. I'm going to say because he's so dang big and you're so dang small, it's going to be a level 4 challenge.
I have a strength module though, just letting you know.
Yep, that will provide an extra die, so you'll roll 6 instead of 5. Do you want to spend any star points?
I'm gonna spend 1.
That star point made the difference, allowing you to pick up Trampy.
Okay.
You had 3, the star point succeeded with a 10, which burst into no more successes, but that's okay, because you got enough.
Okay, so next part of my reckless action of movement is quantum pinning running up the fucking mountain so I'll deal with the damn difficult terrain.
There you go, you brought up your quantum pinning. That's going to give you an advantage on your movement, because you can run on air.
And I'm going to throw down an additional 2 star points for this reckless movement.
Geez, every success is in a space moved forward in this case. That's great.
So like you're not hurting Trampy,
So,
but nor is your
your bonus die from using your boots burst into a 1, which means it removed itself, but both your star points succeeded. So you currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. You could turn that into 7 by spending 2 star points if you wanted to. You have 3
No.
star points currently.
No, I want to save it.
Okay, so it's going to be 5 spaces you move forward. So, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Imagine the way she's running with Trampy. Looks like she's
5.
fucking hopscotching side to side,
Yeah.
trying to avoid the gain shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're like leaping back and forth as they're all firing. You are not doing any defensive rolls, but you did move a whole bunch. So I will roll for the pulsars shooting at you first.
Okay.
So they're gonna roll their 12 dice, but with the significant disadvantage of distance. So there's a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're gonna lose 6 of their successes. They still land 2 hits on you, which, due to your stats, 1 narrowly whiffs because of your luck, and the other chews into your armor a little bit. Because remember, you need to go around without being hit for your shield to recharge at the end of the round.
Yeah.
But know who still has a chance to line up a shot on you?
Motherfucker, Father White.
Father White, yes, Father White has a chance to fire on you. So, he lines up his shot. You know, you're hopping back and forth. He carefully lines it up, whiffs it. Lines it up, whiffs it. Lines it up, whiffs it. Whiffs it. Whiffs it. And then with his final shot, he fires again. He's getting frustrated, fires again, and his gun flies out of his hands from the recoil because this motherfucker just crit failed. God dang it!
Pick it up for me. Give him my fucking gun.
Yeah, so real quick, where is the escape line? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Alright. 1, 2. So, if you cross this line, the white line,
How many lines? I'm not looking.
You will escape. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more lines to cross to escape. But if he moves forward, it changes that. So, new round begins. Let me quickly do the stat update. I can't believe he whiffed every one of his shots. That was so good. Your auto-repairing armor refills 1. Your stamina recharges by 1. And your gun it recharges by an additional point. So now you have 5 shots you can fire off. Because your gun is slowly charging due to after effects of the EMP you're hit with.
Yeah.
His special, crazy, powerful EMP. And so, now, going into it, the pulsars, they're just going to try and move forward they're just going to immediately move forward 2 spaces. They are not going to move recklessly. So, they move forward 2, which moves your goalpost back by an additional point.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And I will say the other guy is going to attempt to move forward recklessly. Do you want to dedicate an action to fucking him up?
Tell Trampy to shoot at his feet.
Oh, because you're carrying Trampy. So he picks up his gun and then he's going to run forward. I'm going to roll for Trampy.
Don't let him catch up. It hurts really bad. He hits.
Trampy's covering fire is going to provide 2, whatchamacallit. It's going to provide 2 disadvantage to his reckless movement. Oh, doodle.
Yeah.
Oh, doodle.
What?
Hang on, he's bursting a whole bunch, but he also rolled a fuck ton. Trampy's gunfire causes him to crit fail as he picks up his gun, starts to run forward, immediately starts to get shot at, and goes to dodge out of the way, tripping, getting skimmed with the gunshot, and falling on the ground. As he does not advance forward at all. His whole turn was spent picking up the gun and trying to go at you, but then having to scramble for cover. Meanwhile, the Pulsar's entire turn was spent running forward. You have 2 actions to dedicate to whatever you want.
Hopper's gonna be like,
Are you okay, Trampy?
Oh!
You're so heavy. Okay. I'm gonna try and move forward.
Are you gonna move forward safely or recklessly?
Quantum pinning, I'm still gonna try to move recklessly. Yeah.
Are any star points being spent?
No.
You got 3 successes, advancing you 3 more spaces. You still have another action. You are 1, 2, 3, 4 movements away from escape. What are you going to do?
I'm just going to advance.
Reckless movement
normal.
again? Move normal?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Trampy's heavy.
Alright. Now, as the next round begins, I'm going to tell you everyone's actions right now. The Pulsars are going to advance, hang on. I can get rid of that. The Pulsars are going to attempt a reckless advancement now. You are far enough away that they're going to attempt that. Depending on how close they get to you, they are either going to, attack you or move forward again, safely. Safely. Excuse me, I had a hiccup there.
You good?
The other guy is also going to attempt to move forward recklessly, and then depending on how close he is to you, either attack or move forward more. What do you do?
Tell Trampy to do the recovery fire.
Have him do covering fire? Who do you want him to slow down?
Don't let the man in the white hat get close. It hurts. It hurts.
Alright, he's gonna focus his cover fire on them. What are you gonna do with your actions? Or do you want to wait and see how the enemy's movements go?
I'm gonna hold action.
Alright. Trampy got 1 success, so he's applying 1 disadvantage to his slowdown of the man in white. Oh my goodness, the man in white crit failed again. But, and you know what? Because he crit failed, he's not even gonna get to make another movement attempt. God damn, he's rolling trash all of a sudden. The Pulsars move forward.
Trampy is God.
Yes, Trampy's God tier, that's why. The Pulsars attempt to move forward recklessly. Oh, they advance 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means your goalpost gets pushed back 4 more spaces.
Okay, we're moving.
I will say, now they feel close enough to you that they feel comfortable with, trying to shoot you as their action instead. So they're attempting to shoot you. You're gonna move recklessly?
Yeah.
Has both actions or just one?
Both.
Alright, so that means they get I'm gonna let them get their shots off first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces between you guys, so they will lose 4 successes automatically. So, they take out another stamina, narrowly missing. You get hit with another stray shot, damaging yourself, repairing armors, and then a third shot deals a major injury to your body. That major injury results in your stamina instantly refilling, but
almost dropping Trampy, but holds him tight. But he's precious.
So I will say the injury you had before was a special one. Normally having an injury would provide disadvantage to actions you perform. But the one that you had received before wasn't doing that, just for like balance reasons more or less, because of the way you received the injury and what it was. It wasn't so much an injury as much as it was your whole body being fatigued and worn out. This one is now providing a permanent disadvantage on all following actions.
Oh no.
And I'm going to immediately trigger an attempt to keep a hold of Trampy because of the pain. You need at least 4 successes.
Drink.
Yeah, so you roll 1 extra die. Do you want to spend any star points?
1.
Oh, that 1 became a 10. So, that 1 just made a real potential difference. 'Cause you were failing, and you're still failing. But now, so, you have 4 successes and 2 dice breaks. Meaning if you spend 2 star points, you keep a hold of him.
I want to hold him. He's precious cargo.
So you're out of star points, but Trampy is entirely within your grasp. And now I'm gonna roll for your reckless movement. Reckless movement number 1. You get 1 die was a failure, 4 are successes, 1 is a break. 1 of the successes burst. So I roll that, getting you another success. The break removes something. You got 4 successes, advancing 4 spaces. Do you want to advance recklessly again or normally? You are 3 spaces away from escape.
I want to reckless. Come on, Trampy. I think we're almost there.
You rolled a die that failed, a die that succeeds, moving you forward 1, a die that fails, a die that succeeds, moving you forward 1, and a die that succeeds, moving you forward 1. Wait, did I just roll 5 dice or 6?
This will be quantum pinning. So that's you mentioned.
You roll 1 more. That becomes a 10. Which be good. Alright, so you succeed by more than you need to. As you successfully escape with Trampy in your arms up far enough up the hill that you have outrun them. Oh, you escape with only 1 hit point left and 0 star points. Trampy in your arms.
Man, I feel like Vin Diesel in fucking Pitch Black, bro. Let's go.
But you do not slow down at all. You keep on running and running and running up that hill. Meanwhile, has the Pulsar's trail behind. God dang it! You all couldn't hit the broadside of a starship with that stormtrooper ass aim of yours. Sir, we're sorry. She was moving in an unpredictable pattern. Don't you talk back to me. Didn't you miss her too? And he swings his gun over and blows one of their heads off. Did I miss that? And with that, they all shut up.
Father White is angry.
Father White. I love that you're calling him Father. Daddy. Daddy, I want Milky's, Daddy. Daddy, Milky's.
I'm crying.
Give me your Milky's, Daddy.
Stop.
You go running up the hill, dipping and dodging around. Eventually, even after you've lost them, I imagine you just keep running out of fear and robo-adrenaline. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
You go up the mountain and up it, carrying Trampy, not really tiring out because you don't tire out easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough time that your gun is going to slowly reach full charge. Your shield recharges, your auto-repairing armor recharges, and that 1 health that was missing due to fatigue returns to you. The one that you lost from just getting shot now is still there, as there is a hole in your back. Your skin tries to grow back over it, but, like, underneath there's no metal, so somebody could, if they punched you there, their hand would go right through it. And
Wild.
It is... You can feel pain. It hurts. It hurts really, really fucking bad. And moving your arm hurts. Your right arm.
Yeah. She's just trying to get, are we trying to get to the top, Trampy?
He just sort of looks at you with a look of concern and inability to communicate.
Don't worry about me. Something about Pierce seems important to you. It's okay.
You keep running with him, and eventually you keep going up, and you start to crest the crater of them that's at the top of the mountain, as you realize it's like a volcanic mountain of some kind. And as you crest over it, you can see an entire town full of plant life and with water. Just here, a large shadow core in the center of the town that is creating the glow and is wiring to all of the buildings. Atop the shadow core, you can see that there's a massive anti-ship turret.
Is this what you were seeing, Trampy?
He looks around a little almost like dazed and confused. Do you set him down and start to walk into the town?
Well, yeah.
As you walk in, you can see the building. What?
It's Precious baby. No, he's Precious baby.
Are you gonna keep carrying him?
Yes.
Oh my god. He would get you to put him down. He would move and wiggle in your grasp until you have to.
Oh, sorry. I just
You know how you feel like that motherly grip was like, I can't let go because I'm terrified. Okay, sorry. Let's go. And he's like, damn, my ash.
You begin to make your way in, and you can see the buildings are made out of clearly scavenged materials, metals and such. It looks like parts of it come from, like, you're able to put together, it looks like some sort of ship had crashed into the top of this mountain, and that ship was used to, like, it was pulled apart and used to build everything here. And that mixed with some strange, smooth black metal you can see everywhere. And black rocks used to decorate things. Some rocks have sparks of green, as it looks like they've almost suspended the radioactive matter from the atmosphere in it.
This dark matter steel?
Well, no, dark matter steel you've seen. It's just like has a slight. It's like a normal metal with a purple pearlescence to it. Dark
Okay,
metal.
my bad.
It's okay. Oh, also, I forgot to mention it. As you were running up, you could see, Trampy, you're starting to realize he's getting, like, burns on his body, which you have enough medical knowledge to recognize as radiation damage. Like, radiation burns in his body, like, the atmosphere is rotting his body right now.
Oh no. That's what she was like, precious baby, no.
You don't even know how he's, like, breathing here. He's survived way longer than a normal human should, but it makes sense because you don't know exactly what's going on with him biologically. A normal person would have died halfway up that mountain.
Yeah, and Hopper would have still felt terrible and traumatized.
He's like actually, I say you put him down. Even after you put him down, he like starts to walk and then stumbles and is leaning on you for support.
Trampy?
He just.
You're getting sick. You're burning up. Quite literally. So everything out here.
As you start to walk into the town with him, you see townsfolk starting to emerge from their buildings, not wearing any kind of protective gear. All just looking totally fine and normal. I say not fine and normal. As you start to get closer, you do start to realize something is off about a lot of them. And it takes a moment of observation for you to realize everyone here is a splicer. They have limbs that are animalistic or alien in appearance. Some have insectoid or more insectoid, more mammalian, more serpentine. All of them have various body parts replaced with splicer ones, which must be how they're surviving. They've done something to splice themselves to make themselves resistant to the radioactive atmosphere of Charon.
Is there a doctor that can help? My friend here is really hurt.
All of them start to nod and look to each other, and they're like, and they like motion for you to follow, and many of them make their way over to what's clearly a central important building that the generator directly connects to. As you start to go over, you realize this building is visibly comprised from the former cockpit of whatever starship landed here. And as you go up and in, you can see there's a figure sat cross-legged, eyes shut, in a meditative pose. He sat on a tightrope that sits over a vat of some sort of like reddish colored liquid, which you know enough to know that is a container full of like raw genetic alteration serum. That's, I know that sounds kind of bullshit. When they want to alter your DNA, they use a special fluid that directly damages your cells. If someone were to fall into this vat, they would literally melt into goo. They would just like break apart. it breaks down the cell walls of your cells. This material. So
Looking at you,
if he fell off the rope into this, he would turn into mush.
you become marinara sauce.
And he's just sat there cross-legged. He's a rather like scrawny guy with a pot belly. He's got a long beard and long hair and bushy eyebrows. He's like, who comes to Father Darwin? And he opens his eyes, and his eyes immediately go to Trampy. Oh my, what has happened to him? And he stands on the tightrope, and he starts to walk around and over to him.
This is my friend Trampy. He was genetically modified and created in a lab. And we're trying to help him and all of his friends to have more human essence so they cannot be slaved. And he's currently suffering severe radiation poisoning right now, and he needs help. Please.
So you're the one I heard calling out to me. I could hear his need calling out from across the wasteland. You see, I am one with this mountain. As he kneels down and touches it. Perhaps I can help your friend, but I will need time.
I understand. Just please help him.
I am amazed that you are fine. And he squints. Why can I not hear your mind?
She's kind of like tugs on her clothes a bit.
His eyes narrow a little and he's like, I will help your friend, as all living creatures would need assistance.
Thank you.
Take her to Felisa, the speaker. Allow her to tell her of our mission. And one of them nods and motions for you to follow.
It's okay, Trampy. You're safe now.
Trampy nods, looking sickly.
She follows the group.
You're led away. I should note, sorry. This trip up here was not a short one, but it was shortened for the sake of it, because it was just running. Because you're an android and you don't sleep or anything, you were running for, like, days up this mountain. Like, about 2 days, maybe.
Got you.
But, you know, time is vague.
Yeah. Quantum pinning. It was a couple of cyclones. Is okay.
Yeah, it was like a couple cyclones, or cyclones, but not cyclones, you know? Cyclones are ridiculously long.
Like how long that's how long it's been since I drew anything.
No. You draw cool, I think. But yeah, they lead you into another one of the buildings, and you walk in and you can see there's a woman in a black robe, and around her are like some sort of incense lamps burning. You can tell she's a woman because she has a like, you know, feminine appearance, and she has long blonde braided hair that runs down and is like coiling around her body like a long rope.
That's cool.
What do you say? Sorry.
She was gonna just say, hello?
You have a visitor, she looks up. And one with no protection. That is surprising. Did you come from New Hope?
Well, my friend noticed something of interest here, and I thought it would be something important, and we just happened to stumble upon your lovely town. He is currently being taken care of by the great Darwin.
Yes, Darwin. Welcome to the crater of Darwin, Lost One. Sit, and I will tell you the story, for I speak where none other may. She motions to the others who all like bow their heads and start to walk out.
And she finds a place to sit.
Long ago, we came here, investigating an ancient myth. It was a generation ago that this journey had begun. My parents were the ones who had started it. They were seeking out a lost civilization that had been said to be on this planet. An ancient vessel sent to seed this world for humanity. But when we arrived, it was disastrous. A horrendous storm, unlike any other, was ravaging the region. It tore apart the ship and sent it crashing. And it landed here. Many perished, and those who didn't perish in the crash would perish soon later due to the sickness. Radiation poisoning. But one had survived. The botanist known as Darwin. At the time, he had been in the engineering bay, speaking with those who worked on the ship. When the crash occurred, he was flung from where he was and passed directly through the very shadow drive you see behind you. Its shielding shattered in the crash, and he was exposed to the raw, unbridled energy of dark energy, or the raw, unbridled dark energy. And his body flew right past the mountain into its very core. The body you see there is not Darwin's original form, but a new one that he had been able to build from the mountain itself. As she says that, a bunch of stones start to shudder and move around her and lift and hover. Darwin became bonded with the magnetic core of Charon. This mountain is Darwin. As she says that, in the other room, the fluids that the genetic alteration fluids in the vat, sand flies into it and it begins to stir up and move. It flies right through the body of the old man you had seen, tearing him apart, and it starts to fly in in a storm around Trampy's body. A small tornado of red and black spiraling around his body. Cutting back to where you are.
I just always imagine Shrimp.
He drove, in that time, Darwin drove the storms away. He cleared the skies, and he was able to connect with the magnetic stones of Charon, and utilize the mountain to cure the sick, to remove their ailments. But this used up much of his energy, and he grew weak. He lost his ability to hold back the storm, but when he pushed it away, he saw it. The lost seed vessel. Seed ship 301. The final of the colony ships that had left Earth in the ancient times. The survivors made their way to the wreckage. That is when they had begun the construction of the lost city. Sadly, Seed City is gone now, taken by the storms of Charion. I'm sure you've heard the story already. The Broken City. She motions to the giant tornado in the distance. The eye of the storm that ravages the planet.
I've heard little of the story, but no one dared speak all of it.
There had been hopes to return Darwin's strength to him, to make him at one with the planet once again, but something happened and the storms took the city, and they have not left it since. We still hold faith that we can get into the city, though. Perhaps you and your friend could help us. Oh no, she hasn't seen Trampy, so she says perhaps you could help us.
I know, like, as much as I can. I don't know if I can alone. And then again, I didn't really come to this planet alone. I have friends that are worried sick about me.
Perhaps you could find your friends and get their assistance.
I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help. But if you don't mind me asking, what is that you exactly need me to do?
The sacred stones of Darwin. She motions over to 3 large rocks. They're about half a meter tall and a foot across, like a foot thick, and they stand tall. Yes, I'm using mixtures of measurements. Fuck you. We believe that if these 3 stones can be scattered or within a measured distance away from Mount Darwin, that perhaps his powers can be grown in strength again. These stones are powerful. They are some of the stones that he had first passed through when he bonded with the world. If you can bring them to the cities of Bibble, hang on, I'm just going to create some little markers to denote where she's sending you.
Okay.
If you can take them to the cities of Bibble, the city of New Hope, and the city of... what was it? Sorry, I gotta check the city name. The city of Ashir. We believe that his strength will be strong enough that he can dispel the storm that lies over Seed City, and we can go there to find the lost research that was being done.
I see. Yes. So you just want us to just find them and place them accordingly?
Yes. In return, Darwin can treat you greatly. Any ailment you have of physical form, he can cure. And if there's something else you need, well, I'm sure he'd be willing to offer assistance or rewards.
Well, I'll be fine. My friend that I came here with, there are hundreds more that would need similar treatment, but mainly to be like more human genetic makeup, so they won't be objects in the eye of the government.
The Trade Council, you mean?
Yes, that.
A horrid group. They label us as unionists, as rebels. But we disagree. Many hold belief. She raises her head finally, and you can see that she has scaled skin and serpentine eyes and a snake-like tongue. Many believe that the council are the ones who destroyed Seed. that they had somehow called the storm down upon it, so as to prevent Darwin from returning to his former glory.
Hmm. Let's hope that's not the case. And it's just nature trying to find a way of balance.
The
And
storm
let's just think positively.
The storm has never moved off of Seed City. It has remained there ever since the disaster. It is surely no coincidence.
If that's the case, then there's something of science for sure. There's usually an explanation. But nonetheless, yes, I will be sure to inform my friends. And we will do all we can to restore the balance and power to Darwin. And if need be, and if is on the way, we will do what we can about the storm or discover what could be the cause of it.
The stones around her begin to shake and clatter, and she looks over. It seems as though Darwin wishes to see you again.
Very well. Thank you for your time and knowledge. It's greatly appreciated.
If you have any more questions, feel free to return to me.
I'm sure my friends will probably have more. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. She just gives her a polite bow.
And so...
And tries to scamper off to where Champy is.
You head back to the building at the center of town, the one that serves as Darwin's home. And as you walk in,
I see Squidward because it's Champy.
As you walk in, you see in the place of where was the wizened old man, a elderly woman now seems to be sat on the tightrope, with long flowing hair and a very light stubble on her cheeks. Welcome back. Your friend has been blessed. And they motion to the side, and you look to see an unfamiliar figure. Before you stands an 8-foot-tall figure of deep ebony, almost bronzed tan skin tone, with fit, toned muscles, not quite of Arnold Schwarzenegger level, but more of like what you would think of with a traditional bodybuilder, you know, that mix of muscle and fat that they have.
Yeah.
So, like, before he had, like, an Arnie build, now he has more of a traditional bodybuilder look. He still is 8 foot tall, and his body is covered in, like, thick body hair. Like, his whole chest, his arms, his legs, he's got a thick head of bushy, curly hair, like a thick beard, like, all of the hair on his body being a silvery white color. And it's a very dense beard, and in the middle of it has a little, like, dusting of black in the middle of the beard. It's like a close-cut beard. Mm-hmm. And his, like, he has an almost, ape-like appearance to him. But not ape-like. Like, he still looks like a person, but, like, it's the arm length. His arm length looks disproportionate to the rest of his body, almost like the way a gorilla's hands compare to their body. And his feet, as they go down, you can see, are like double-footed, so the foot goes out the front and out the back, and his toes are unusually long. And he sort of looks at himself for a moment, and he looks up, and he's like, he looks at you for a moment. Hopper. I'm whole. And that is the end of session.
Listen, I want you to know she was surprised to hear him even say her name. She's like, I didn't expect you to actually speak.
Trappy can talk fully now, and he's now a sort of man-ape hybrid. He's got, like I said, like deep bronze skin but silvery white fur.
I want you to know Hopper's very concerned and very afraid to look anywhere below his belly button.
We are not going to. He is fully healed, and we'll leave it at that.
Hopper's gonna be like, "Can you get him clothes?"
He does not have a giant ball sack anymore. It is now it is now normal sized.
Still, she's like, "He needs pants, please. I am small. I am small."
Jesus, I was not expecting that. All right, but that is session.
I want you to know you gave him the weirdest of grippers ever.
Yes, everybody in this town is not normal human. They all have weird aspects to them visually that makes them look very visibly not human, and the fully pure trampy is no different.
Grippers. They are full on one hand and one foot. And I'm like visualizing it, and I'm like, that's
No, the
weird.
feet. So take a normal foot, and at the heel, spin it 180. And it's just a second foot.
No, that's the thing. I understood.
And his toes are about twice as long as a normal person's toes.
That's what I'm saying. You gave him hands on a foot, and it's really weird.
You know how a normal person's hands rest around knee level?
Mm-hmm.
His rest like around the halfway down the shin.
So you mean Seth?
Yeah, like Seth's arms, like Seth's big old arms.
I want you to know Hopper is just still very, very surprised. Glad he's okay and he is happy, but she's like, Barbara's gonna lose her fucking mind.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, so there's that session. Am I correct in assuming your next destination will be heading back to your friends, right?
Yes.
All right. So
before I know, and you're saying stuff. Yes, say your thing, because my brain is forgetting.
I was gonna start getting ready to wrap up session.
Okay.
So did you have something you want to say?
I was gonna say, like, the thoughts of, like, the fact you said, like, her shirt has a hole on the back of it.
Yes.
So
Yeah, her suit is
it?
very full of holes from getting riddled with little shots.
Yeah. So, like, that's the question. Like, does no one show any curious or concern? The fact, like,
before heading off, they would definitely offer to repair her clothing and like help fix her up and get them equipped enough to head down the mountain. You know, offer both of them a meal, let them rest up before heading off. That all happens background.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I like little background stuff just to kind of understand exactly what I'm.
All right, we
going
can
through.
we can keep the scene going a little longer if you like. I'm just checking. Yeah, I still have time, so we can keep going. So all right, scratch that, backtrack. I tried to say backtrack and scratch that at the same time, and I said scratch that.
Yeah, very silly.
So yeah, Trampy looks to you. That was just a commercial break. That's what that was. He looks to you. Hopper, I'm whole.
Yeah. Shielding eyes.
He goes over and he scoops you up in a hug. I'm human!
You look awesome.
I altered his genetic structure to reach the bare minimum requirements to be considered human within the eyes of the law of the Trade Council. Yeah, alright. He has full rights. It's a woman now. I forgot. He has full rights and full rights and is completely free of any corporate contract thanks to your actions. He is one of the truly few men in the galaxy. Hmm. And that leaves him very welcome amongst our ranks. One of the only free alcoves of society in the world.
It's very much appreciated. Thank you so much. He does have over several hundred others, just like himself, that are also trying to be like him currently.
The Church of Darwin welcomes all. We will hear all of them and welcome them amongst our ranks. We have been needing more people to help with our crop grow, or with the growing of our crops.
Looks a champion. Would you think they'd be all happy staying here?
I'm sure many of them would. All we've ever wanted is a home, and to be treated as something more than a lab experiment. I feel so much more aware all of a sudden. Your brain had several holes within it. Cognitive faculties that were purposefully inhibited by your creators. Many aspects of your brain were left out in the hopes of leaving you personalityless, such as the way of the corporation's genetic engineering. It is a interesting thought I had never even considered. The idea of creating life without conscious, beyond that of a plant. But even the plants think, just in a way different from us.
They can weep and die and be born.
Yes. Although, I am more and more learning the secrets to free us of that one curse.
Trying to achieve immortality?
The woman nods and motions. She nods. I myself am undying. My consciousness within this very mountain. But I still find the need to give myself new bodies to communicate with the world through. But she motions over to a plant, like a very tall, weird-looking flower growing in the corner. It's like a sunflower, but it looks sort of semi-wilted, and its petals are red at the base, but tipped in blue. The stem curls several times and is a sort of greenish, bluish shade. That flower, I've been able to keep alive for... Excuse me, I almost sneezed. I've been able to keep that flower alive for many cyclones. Granted, it has only been about a generation, but it is still longer than many other plants live. And from there, I could begin learning how to keep other things alive longer. Another quick note I'm gonna throw out. When I say a generation, it's worth noting that in the universe of Shadow Space, human lifespan has been greatly extended. Theoretically, immortality is in the grasp of the ultra-wealthy in this world through the means of transplanting their brain into new bodies, getting plaque buildup treatments, having degrading brain cells reconnected and stuff like that. It's just a very expensive and time-consuming process and is very prone to error at times. Can easily go wrong. But even for the average citizen, lifespan is vastly increased to 2, sometimes 3 times the lifespan of a human in our time. So when they say it's been alive for over a generation, that means it's been alive for at least 100 years, if not more. Earth time. Yeah, so they motion to that flower and say that they've kept it alive.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. But you know the fragility of life. and the beauty that it holds. Though, yes, it is a promise and a wish that many want to achieve to continue seeing the worlds and what is beyond our own of where we stay and may have experienced. Isn't the journey and the experience of all worth the while, and hopefully for a peaceful slumber?
There is no slumber when one passes on. Just nothing. I know because I saw it ever so briefly.
It may be nothing, and from what I've been told, I'm really sorry.
I tire of discussions of life and death, and the woman falls back into the goo, and you see her body just start to dissolve.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So, Trampy jumps a little bit, that, like, motion, he's like, no. They should be fine. That was just a body for Darwin. That's disconcerting, though, to say the least. They shudder a little bit. As you see through the glass side, the skull dissolve, you can see black powder pour out of the head and settle to the bottom of the pool.
Sorry to bother you with such talk. Let's get you pants.
He looks down. Oh, I guess I should wear that. Ooh, still remember my old language.
You never forget it. I'm sure that'd be the only way for you to communicate with Barbara, to at least have her recognize that's you.
Do I really look that different in my new body?
Very. We're used to seeing you be more pale and not full of hair.
You all start to make your way out, and you can see as you get out now, like, the town has a couple of fruit trees growing unusual looking fruit, and you realize what you had previously perceived as long grass growing all over is some sort of grain that they're growing just everywhere. Anywhere where there's not walkways, they're growing grain. And like, looking around, you start to pick up now that some of these buildings are clearly serving purposes of, like, a food prep area, a clothing and equipment repair area, a bunkhouse. Because there's only like a dozen homes in this tiny little village. And glancing around, you start to realize there can't be more than maybe 60 people max here.
I think with all your friends coming here, it really will populate this town a lot. Maybe a bit crowded, but I'm sure they'd be very happy.
We'll have to get to work expanding right away. It's amazing that they managed to genetically alter everyone here to be able to survive such intense radiation. I wonder what he's done with my DNA.
She just shrugs. I wouldn't know, but I'm just glad you're okay. I will hug you again, but I'm out of range that you need pants.
So, you head over to where the tailor would be, and, a short conversation later, they're stitching up some...
Every transition, every area we walk by, something in the background just conveniently covers his crotch area.
Yes.
And Hopper's just like, pants for him, please. Please, pants.
Oh, as you guys go in, they immediately start putting together some clothes that will fit him. And, they offer to start patching your sweater and a replacement jumpsuit for you. Because the jumpsuit you wear is a sort of standard issue one. They have several on hand that they've gotten through various means.
Sure.
None of them speak, is worth note. All of this communication is done through very long-winded gesturing and making of movements,
and she just kind of like nods.
And like
Luckily,
kind of carefully takes off clothes and just like, mm, she just feels self-conscious of herself.
luckily, one member of your group is very skilled at nonverbal communication. They'd give you a space to go over and change into the other jumpsuit while they fix your sweater. Trampy gets, he's getting measured up for clothes, and as he's like, I wonder if I should change my name. I mean, I appreciate that y'all gave me a name and everything, calling me Trampy, but Trampy does feel a little silly of a name.
Trent.
I don't know. How about T-Dog?
T-Dog.
Trampy's still my full name, but T-Dog is my nickname. And I'll never go by a serial number ever again.
Understood. Alright, T-Dog.
So, we should get these clothes fixed up, get me dressed, get you dressed. Maybe have a quick meal before we go. He pats his stomach. I don't think I have quite as efficient of a digestive system as I used to with this restructure.
Oh, right.
I still think I have 2 stomachs, though.
That means you can eat a lot, but then again, that means it takes also a while for everything to digest, which is a good thing.
Well, in the lab, they gave us 2 stomachs. One for processing the gruel and other basic foods they gave us, and one that was capable of processing bio-waste in case we needed to refuel quickly on the battlefield for cheap.
Oh. Morbid.
Yeah. Those docs were some fucked up people, I'll tell you. Treating me and my brothers like we weren't even alive. Just makes me so... And he swings over and punches the wall and leaves a little dent in it. Sorry. It gets me angry thinking about it.
He reaches over to pat his arm.
It's okay. They cannot do anything to you anymore. You're free.
But you and Barbara treated us like people. She spoke with us. We were so ready to just kill every human we saw. To declare the end of your feeble people. But Barbara made us realize we could be something better.
And I do apologize for hurting and eliminating some of your brothers.
You did what you had to. It was a battlefield.
Yeah. But Barbara's very special. She has a very kind heart. Silly, but she has a very kind heart.
Yes, she's a wonderful woman. And Torian's a fine fellow. I can't wait to see the man again and give him a big hug. Or see the bot again and give them a big hug.
I think Torian will appreciate it. All right.
We'll have to hurry and get to them fast. I hope they're okay. When the fighting had broken out, I had tried to help, but when I saw you were getting taken, I made my way to you as fast as I could. I crawled into the air duct systems and went through an airlock system they had and all of that in order to loop around and then find my way back into the metro system.
Wow.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to you sooner.
Hey, listen. We're both alive. And I'm very glad that you're okay now. And thank you for everything.
I hate to imagine.
I don't know what would happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to imagine what they were gonna do and where they would bring you. That guy with the gas mask gives me the creeps.
Yeah, he's been hunting me down for many cyclones.
He has this energy about him. He reminds me of the men in lab coats. There's a hollowness about his actions. You know,
I still remember when he first figured out what I was. There was this giddiness of wanting to know more. And I obviously was creeped out by it. But I feel like the giddiness is like discovering something new and want to just dissect it to figure out how it works. And that's probably what he would have done to me.
terrible man.
Right, you don't know what I am, do you?
I've been able to gather with the announcements made. Your machine.
Very illegal type of machine.
I don't give a fuck about those laws. But if those laws had their way, I'd still be... God, I don't know where I'd be. I guess without all of you, I would either be dead in that space station, or I'd be dead in that arena. Either way, I owe you, all of you, my lives.
Mm.
Or all of you, my life. So do my friends.
Mhm. And at the end, we just want your happiness and freedom. So, once we can get all of them over here, then you're free to do as you wish. We'll definitely miss you, and I'm sure Barbara probably would want you to stay. But at the end, it's your decision. We don't want you to stay confined, as our adventures might just get more and more dangerous. And like you said, you don't want to be in such a reckless environment anymore.
Well, right now, I need to help my people. Need to get them all here so that they can all be treated by this Darwin fellow. Though we had been planning to talk with that Dr. Keith over in the other city. We had heard, a couple of us had heard speak of them when we were being tested on by the scientists. And when we realized the planet we were on, when we realized the planet we were on, we knew that our only chance of finding humanity would be through him, but, well, it seems though we found another way. I'm just worried now. The fighting that Barbara and the others had all gotten caught up in, all for our sake. The squabbling in that city is ridiculous.
I'm afraid what would happen if they even see me. They were so quick to just turn me in. Understandable. They were trying to preserve themselves from total annihilation, but...
I don't want to dwell here too long. We should get going soon. I can eat as we travel, but you're right about one thing. We need to hide you if we're going back to that city. Let's go back and get you something to hide your face. Some new clothes, some better clothes.
But I like my cute clothes.
You can wear the sweater later on. We just need to hide you temporarily.
But how?
Let's figure something out. And I think that's, we're gonna kind of, because he wants to get going ASAP and doesn't want to linger. I think the plan here is to give you time to design a new outfit for Hopper as you want it to look. We will take a little bit of a break. You know, you'll get to design a face hidden outfit for Hopper. And he'll get some food, eat it while that's being put together. You guys will get a bag to carry some stuff in.
Hopper would think about it and was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, you already have an idea? All right, shoot it.
You get food. I'm going to talk to the crustaceans and the arthropods. Arachnids.
You're going to get something bug-looking?
Well, they shed their chitin.
Sorry, that was me speaking. Oh, you're gonna
Yes.
try and talk with the people who have forms of exoskeletons to share their shedded exoskeletons with you?
Yes.
Oh. You know, I didn't even think about that as an option.
Bug armor.
Wait, you have an old piece of art of Hopper and Bug Armor, don't you, from the old campaign?
Yes.
Oh my god. The references to the old campaign viewers were... So for those who want catching up, the old campaign, way back in the day, like I think 3 years ago now, the first Shadow Space campaign I ever ran, when I was first making my tabletop system. More than 3, holy shit, because it was before I even was doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was years ago, god. Sorry, that fucking jarring. Realizing how long you and me have known each other. Like, every time it surprises me, because it feels like I still only just met you. But they had a mission which took them to a research facility that was working with making giant insect monsters. And, when they defeated them, I think it was either Max or Seth harvested a bunch of their exoskeletons in Chinton.
It was Seth. Seth. It was Seth and her.
Yeah, and they made bug armor for Hopper. So funny stuff. Words. But yeah, so you're gonna work with them and create a bug outfit for Hopper. That's really fun.
Yes.
But yeah, I do think, especially looking at the time, we're gonna start wrapping up session there. So you will get the new armor, he'll eat up, and then you guys will set off to try and rejoin the others at that city.
Yes.
So, I hope everybody has been enjoying this episode of Shadow Space. Fun little extra one tucked in here to show what happened to Hopper. This was... I was going to talk a little bit about what went into the session, but you know what? That's what After Shadow Space is for. Which should be going up the same day as this. Yay! Yay! After Shadow Space. So go check that out. I'm actually even tempted to make artwork of Hopper in the bug armor for that, but I don't know if I will. I hope you've all... What?
It's a lot of work.
But I do like doing the sprite art. Oh no, we'll see. Hope you've all been enjoying, and cards will be appearing in just a moment. Do you have anything you want to plug?
This outlet.
Nice. Support me on Ko-fi directly, by the way. I haven't mentioned it in Shadow Space yet, but yeah, I have a Ko-fi now, and if you support me directly, there's actually 2 really fun benefits for you as a viewer. One, you'll get access to a bunch of Shadow Space related like stat block stuff for Heart of Action that you can make use of in your own campaigns if you ever want to run them. And also, a certain tier of my Ko-fi, I believe the triple tier for $30, I will talk with you directly, and you can design a character that will appear in Shadow Space. Yeah, you can actually buy a slot to have an NPC of your own making and your own wish appear in this campaign. So that's a fun way for you to get directly involved.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you've all been enjoying. Love you very, very much, and ta-ta for now.
Oh.